Did the Phoenix Suns get a steal with the 41st pick in the draft? And Koby Brea talking about it is a massive Kentucky fan, also big sports media personality. It's Trill Withers, aka Tyler I Am, aka probably the best in the game when it comes to those Twitters, the Twitter streets, man. I appreciate you taking some time, Tyler.
No, thank you for the kind words and for having me. Always honored to talk some cats.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I think that the main thing that Suns fans are excited about with Koby Brea is obviously the shooting. The dude is just an absolute dead-eye sniper. Do you feel like the way that he shoots, how he gets it either off the catch or off the dribble, is something that will easily translate to the next level?
Absolutely. I think it 100% will, because he's like, you hear like a guy can shoot, but there's so much more. We know how complex the game is getting and has gotten. You have to be like, can you shoot only off the catch? Can you shoot moving to the left? Can you shoot moving to the right? Do you need to get one or two dribbles before you get it up? And with Koby Bryant, I think he's just good to great at all of those. Like, I've been in Kentucky. I've seen a number of shooters from Tony Delk, Reed Shepard, or I don't know how old, excuse me, Jeff Shepard, I should say, and then to Reed Shepard, but to Devin Booker, Malik Monk, and Koby Brea is a guy, like, it seems like it's going in every single time.
Where
And
would
the
you
numbers back that up.
Where would you rank him?
As pure shooter, like ball leaving the hand, it's tough because I'm factoring in the 1 year he played for UK, but also he's got 4 years at Dayton where he was as good or better than that. So he's definitely one of the best, maybe number one at the ball leaving his hand, because free throws, he's like 88, 90% plus. He's, I think, 43% career at range, at volume, again, off movement, off the dribble if he needs to. So he's very, very high. I'm sure I'm forgetting somebody, but I'd have to say top 2 or 3 to give myself a little grace, but he's up there.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, when you watch a player recently, there's always a little bit of
definitely. I was watching the highlights this morning to get ready, so I was like, he's the best shooter I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, especially when you only pull the makes. Oh man,
he's never missed.
No. I mean, basically all of his shots were makes anyway, so the highlight reel is not that far off. Are you pumped to see him play with your other Kentucky boys, Devin and Nick?
Oh, absolutely. I was drafted by like Golden State, so I was like, okay, new Klay Thompson, let's go. And then to Phoenix, I was like, okay, new Devin Booker, let's go. And y'all got Nick Richards. Y'all had Archie Goodwin, so the Suns been pretty good to the Cats.
Oh man, we could talk a little Archie at the end here. We'll do a little portion for our diehards. Archie's a friend of the program. He's been on a couple times. Yeah. Good dude. That poster that on I forget who it was, but that was like #1 on SportsCenter top 10. I mean, that's a play that will live in Suns infamy because it happened when we just sucked.
Absolutely.
So with Koby specifically, you know, obviously the shooting is the thing that everybody looks at, and I think rightfully so. As far as like percentiles go, he's like high 90s on catch and shoot off the dribble. All of that is incredible. Of course, it's an NBA, skill, but we see a wide variety of shooters in the league, right? You mentioned Devin Booker, obviously Steph. I don't think anybody's expecting Koby to come in and be like that. On his offensive game, do you have any concerns about the other parts of the game, like getting to the rim, moving off the dribble, playmaking, as far as this guy could go from being like a bench shooter to, hey, this guy could maybe start if he can add these other parts to his game?
I do. The first one you meant, like getting to the rim, he can do it if there is like a runway. He's not going to, snake with his handle. And to be fair, like, it's not something you want him to do. I think he has that IQ to his game where he's like, I need to get in my bag and get to the rim. The playmaker, he's not much of a playmaker. I do think something that will translate. I think he's pretty risk averse, which, I mean, can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. But I think a good thing on offense, he's not going to have a lot of turnovers. He is willing to, I think he processes things quickly. Like, I'm going to get the shot up or I will move it. Like, the ball's not going to stick in my hands. On defense, there's not a lot of like gambling. He'll never be a great defender, but just his IQ, I think, will allow him to, 1, get minutes early because of the shooting, and 2, hopefully develop some of those other things, well round out his game, like you mentioned.
Did you see him improve defensively over the year at Kentucky?
I did, definitely. He's someone, I think he struggles with, like, if you got a quick first step, you will get past him. But to his credit, he fights back. He contests a lot. Like he's back in the play. He's blocking shots from behind. Like toward the end of the year, Kentucky battled a number of injuries, especially at the guard position. And the defense was not great. And it ticked up to like average, slightly above average. And he was a part of that because I know you hear a lot about not a lot of athleticism. He doesn't have a great wingspan, but he's still 6'5", 6'6" with that kind of wingspan. And when you're willing to compete and move and run through screens like that, I think it raises the floor of your defense.
Yeah. Do you see him as somebody who has the potential to eventually start in the NBA? Because some of the stuff that you mentioned, obviously, like you don't like to make mistakes. That's good. But if you're not making big plays, that might hold you back from a starting lineup. You can be scrappy on defense, but if you don't have the athleticism or if somebody's got that quick first step on you in college, well, they only get quicker on the next level. Obviously, this is not a lottery guy. This isn't somebody that went in the first round, but we've talked to some draft people and some did have late first round grades on him. Do you think that it has to be like the situation's perfect for him to start, or could he be one of those guys that 4 or 5 years down the line, it's like, holy crap, how did Koby Brea go 41st overall?
I think again, me, Kentucky fan, I'm optimistic for that. But I see and hope just some of these guys, like I was looking at guys pick like second round just in the last 5 years or so, and you can get like rotation to starter player guys, like a Jalen Wells from the Grizzlies last year. Tumani Kamara was a late second round pick. Trace Jackson Davis,
We can't talk about Tumani Kamara over here, man.
No, you're right.
We can't do that. That's tough, man. That's tough.
That's fair, but it's water under the bridge. Y'all got new Tumani Kamara. His name's Koby Brea.
Hey, there you go.
But just a number of guys. I think he can. It would have to be a unique fit. I think around his weaknesses, but his strength is so strong. It's like, yeah, you're making up for me on defense. I'm spacing the floor for you. So I could see him like if he's your fifth starter, but I really could see it like a very high caliber bench rotation player, a 6th, 7th, 8th man, like a Sam Hauser right now. Like I think of like a Duncan Robinson, a guy that's like, okay, you could like shoot so well, it gets you on the court early to allow you to figure out those other things. Now, is Duncan Robinson ever going to be like a 35-minute-a-game guy or all-star, all-NBA? No. But he's played for some winning teams. He's made himself a lot of money. He's had a pretty good career. So if you can shoot for something like that at pick 41, I think you're thrilled.
Yeah. Is there anything about his game that you feel like people don't talk about as much? Like, man, like the conversation always goes to shooting. We've touched on a couple other things. Is there anything else that it's like we'd be doing him a disservice if we didn't bring this up today?
It's overused now, but I do think he's got that dog in him. Like if again, I don't know about old heads. His godfather is Felipe Lopez, who used to ball for St. John's back in the day. So I think he like inherited that gene. He's just like a New York cat. He's a trash talker. You will see him like fire a shot and turn around. He's saying something to the other bench for the balls in the basket. He's going back up court. So that amount of like somebody blows past you, like never giving up on the play. And if not, okay, I'll get you back the next play. So like just that, I think that mentality, especially like as a second rounder, scrapping to make a way, scrapping to make a team, it can be infectious. I think we see like OKC and Indiana have to be the standard right now. We see the continuity they've built. We see the chemistry they've built. And you look up and see a guy like Nembhard. It's like that guy's a second round pick. Now he's making a lot of money, starting on a finals team, really developing his game. So I've got some high hopes for him.
Awesome. I love to hear it, man. We're going to get to a couple pro comps for Koby Brea. We're going to talk a massive Devin Booker extension coming up. A little Nick Richards in hell. Might just do the Archie Goodwin deep dive if we have a little bit more than an hour, because, I mean, how could you not spend an hour on that guy? Listen, this is Tyler I Am, a.k.a. Trill Withers. Do you want to let the people know before we sign off? We head over to a diehard only portion here, but for those on YouTube who are just catching this casually, anything you've got going on, I know that you've got a shirt that just came out based off of, again, one of those iconic tweets that you've put out there. Anything you want to let the people know you've got going on?
Just follow me, Tyler I Am. I'm on the Twitch partner at Trill Whiskers, and yeah, was able to partner with the goodshirts.com. That beer hit my hand on a Friday like Mjolnir. If you know, you know. If you're a Friday beer drinker, you might need that on your chest this summer. Again, that's on the goodshirts.com or at my Twitter bio.
I think you know that you had an elite tweet when it's like the quote retweets happen consistently, and obviously you got a couple of them, but I know it's the weekend officially when my timeline is filling up with people quote tweeting that and all the different gifts and stuff like that. So go support our guy Tyler on Twitch. Go get the shirt, help him out as well, and of course give him a follow too. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you're here on YouTube. If you're on audio, 5-star reviews, they go a long way to help the program. And for those of you that aren't diehards, you're missing out because we're about to dive into Devin Booker, Nick Richards, and more. So let's get into that.
We all silly like the mayor.